said she did a great presentation.
Yes, thank you. Was your chair's original intent to go from 5 sites to 1?
Her
Ms.
original intentions was to close all of them except the Board of Elections, which I could not see that happening.
And did the auditor's staff pressure her to support 3 sites, but cut Chadbourne and Riegelwood, which have the highest black population?
That's what these emails say. I cannot speak on that, but I just see what's in front of me.
And what's in front of you, does it say, Mr. Woodhouse tells you 3 sites is plenty, it matches some other goals?
Yes.
Tells your chair.
And we don't know what those other goals are.
And we don't know what those other goals are, do we? We'd like to know. I would too. From the auditor's office point out in those texts that it was important to support adequate voting sites because Columbus is Brendan Jones's district. I believe that's Mr. Osteen that was on that text,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Thank you. Community is Fair Bluffs. Is it its own municipality?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you can see the map, Fair Bluff is, like I say, you got Ransom and Fair Bluff. Ransom is closer to Wilmington than it is to Whiteville. Fair Bluff is on the other end of the county, just about as far. So.
Okay, having considered the submissions of the plans for Columbus County for the November 2026 election, I move that the State Board adopt the minority plan. I further move that the State Board find that this early voting plan meets the general criteria in NCGS 163-166.35 for the approval of early voting plans for even-numbered year elections.
I second.
Motion is second. Now, your county, can your county support this plan?
It's at $688,540 in the budget already, and the year before we only used $430,000 and some changes up.
Mr. Chairman. Yes. How long has Fair Bluff been a voting location for Columbus County?
Well, we said it was in since 2008. Yeah.
Prepared, it is in the majority average drive time would be 10 minutes and 0.04 seconds, and then the minority plan would be 9.53. So, as far as the difference, I'm not quite sure. If that's where that is. How many people live in the town of Fair Bluff?
I wouldn't be able to tell you, but it's quite populated. I could, like I said, I didn't have time to get all that information, all these questions. Yeah. But it has a large rural area, and it's hard for people. We're really rural. Sometimes you can't even get internet service. That's how rural it is, and for them to drive that far, you have a lot of old people, and plus, like I said, they had a lot of natural disasters. Every time we had a hurricane in our area, the town was flooded and they had to rebuild. So some people that was impacted by the flood stayed in hotels for 3 years or more. Because
you didn't know how many people lived in Fair Bluff?
No, I don't.
You've had a voting site there at least since 2008.
Yes.
And you've had 5 voting sites in your county for how long?
As long as I can remember.
You definitely had 5 votes in 2022 at the last midterm election. So all of a sudden they want to go down to 1, and then they want to go to 3. And was any reason ever given to why to reduce the number of sites?
No, it was not that. I was blindsided again, just like I was blindsided about this plan. It was brought up in a meeting at the end of the meeting, but I did voice my opinion that would never work. You get that many people trying to early vote at the Board of Elections. You have lines out to the highway, and you have people fighting and mad, and the board of the people that worked at the board would be overworked. Ransom, they tried to get rid of Ransom, but they compromised and said that they would keep Ransom.
Rather than trying to reinvent the plan with our little bit of knowledge, why don't we just go with the experts that live there who say they need the 5 sites?
You know how many people live in Fair Bluff?
I don't.
Can I look it up on my phone?
I just did.
Okay.
Number of voters.
What?
No, that's the residents.
Yeah, but staff can tell us the number of registered voters, can they not? Is that part of it?
So let's add it someplace.
Why are we adding someplace? She's explained to us it's been there since 2008. It's a well-established site.
Right. Any objection to voting?
We're voting on Mr. Carmen's motion, right?
Which is adding Fair Bluff and the Sunday.
Yes.
No objection. We'll go ahead and vote. But I didn't realize we were also adding a Sunday. Okay.
Yes, a Sunday as well.
Mr. Corman.
Aye.
Mr. Eggers.
No.
Ms. Hawkins.
No.
Aye.
And Chair DeLuca votes no.
The submission of the plans for Columbus County for the November 2026 general election, I move that the state board adopt the majority plan with the addition of the Fair Bluff Fire Department as a 5th location.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
Any discussion, debate?
Sunday voting really cuts you deep, doesn't it? I mean, it really cuts you because I mean she made a wonderful presentation, and I just
We've got a compromise plan if you want to support it.
no, that's not a compromise.
Where's compromise?
The compromise is we're putting Fair Bluff there.
You're giving them what they've had since 2008, and you want to say that's a compromise. But okay, I know it's getting late for you.
There's not a problem with doing what they've done since 2008.
But you don't want that Sunday.
I don't see the necessity to add it in this case.
Understood.
Even though Mr. Woodhouse resigned last month, his fingerprints are all over all of these plans. That's so they want to tailor who votes by tweaking the sites and the hours, and you know.
I will say I think you can quite confidently conclude that based upon the decision of all of these plans, that this board comes to its own conclusions as to what is appropriate for divided plans, as I think the other 80 counties came to their unanimous plans, because we all get lots of people that talk to us.
Mr. Eggers' motion. Mr. Carmen.
No.
Mr. Eggers.
Aye.
Ms. Hawkins.
Aye.
Ms. Millen.
No.
Chair DeLuca votes aye. Motion passes. All right. Next order of business.
Yes. Thank you.
No, so we don't have like hybrid participation. It was basically whenever I had emailed the directors, I'd asked if the directors, if they weren't going to be here, if they could be available by phone for a quick call, in case there was like a technical detail. Now the chair for the Columbus County Board did submit a written statement instead of being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so that's been provided to you. And then Ms. Brooks.
Are you Mr. Steele?
I am. Yes. Ms. Brooks called me yesterday, provided materials. So she provided a written statement before, and actually, I'm sorry, I had this folder sitting in front of me. There's some additional materials right here for you all. Ms. Wakely is going to hand those to you as well. So there's a few more late arriving materials. So again, this is the final county of the day, and so you already got your microphone is green and close to you, so you got that. And the difference here for the Columbus County plans, they differ on both locations and the schedule. So the majority plan has 4 sites, the board office, Chadbourne Municipal Annex, Tabor City Courthouse, and the Ransom Activity Center. The minority plan would have the same locations plus the Fair Bluff Fire Department. And then in terms of the schedule, the majority plan would have no voting on Sunday, October 18th, while the minority plan would have voting from 1 to 5 p.m. on Sunday, October 18th.
Ma'am, you've heard all the rest of it. You're going to have 5 minutes to present your side, and you have the floor.
Okay, good evening. My name is Wanda Brooks, and I'm a member of the Columbus County Board of Elections. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today regarding the Columbus County early voting plan. I was not able to submit my materials by April 13th because I was not given the information by our director until Tuesday, August 18th. I understand that my Republican counterparts received this information and were able to submit a majority plan in advance. I have bought hard copies supporting my reasons today, and I respectfully ask that they be considered. I'm asking the state board to adopt the minority plan for 2 principal reasons. Keep Fair Bluff as the 5th early voting site and provide Sunday voting on October the 18th from 1 to 5 p.m. First, Fair Bluff has been an early voting site during every general election since 2008, 9 consecutive general elections. Voters in that community have come to rely upon that location. Removing this site creates unnecessary confusion and reduces access to residents who have historically voted there. More importantly, Fair Bluff serves a community where transportation and economic barriers are significant. The area has a high poverty rate and has experienced repeated impacts from natural disasters. Without the Fair Bluff voting sites, residents would have to travel more than 12 miles to the nearest early voting sites in Chadbourne. The majority plan statement suggests that this would add only 8 to 10 minutes to travel. However, the drive between Fair Bluff Fire Department and the Chadbourne Municipal Complex is approximately 16 minutes each way. That means a voter could face at least an additional half-hour round trip, not including time waiting to vote. Voters without reliable transportation, older voters, voters with disabilities, or someone with an hourly job, that additional distance can become a genuine barrier to voting. Secondly, I respectfully request Sunday voting on October the 18th from 1 to 5 p.m. Columbus County has offered Saturday and Sunday voting hours in every general election since 2020. Sunday voting provides an important option for people whose employment, family responsibility, transportation, or Sunday worship obligations make voting at times difficult. The state board's own voting data demonstrates that hundreds of Columbus County voters have used Sunday voting when it has been available, including voters from different racial groups. We have successfully staffed Sunday voting in the past, and there is no reason we cannot do so again. The county has also has financial resources that maintain these opportunities. Columbus County has budgeted approximately $688,341 for elections in its 2026 budget. By comparison, in 2020, the county spent approximately $430,540 on elections while still operating 5 early voting sites. Early voting has become the method most voters use in Columbus County. In 2020, approximately 52% of Columbus County voters voted early, and in 24, that figure increased to approximately 70%. When 7 out of every 10 voters are choosing early voters, our early voting plan should recognize that reality. I also asked the board to carefully consider the information contained in the text message handout concerning communications about Columbus County early voting. Those communications raised questions about whether considerations beyond the practical needs of Columbus County voters played a role in the proposal to reduce early voting opportunities. Whatever our political affiliation, an early voting plan should be based on the needs of the voters we are entrusted to serve, not on whether a voting location or schedule may benefit one candidate, one party, or an outside political objective. This board has an opportunity today to preserve voting options that Columbus County residents have relied upon for years. Fair Bluff has been a part of our early voting system for nearly 2 decades. Sunday voting has become a part of our election practice. Our county has the resource to provide both. As most importantly, our voters are increasingly relying upon early voting. Therefore, I respectfully ask the Board of Elections to adopt the Columbus County Minority Plan, maintain Fair Bluff as the 5th early voting site, and provide Sunday early voting on October the 18th from 1 to 5 p.m. This is about maintaining practical access to the ballot for the people of Columbus County. Also, we had meetings, and this is why I'm here today, because I really didn't have time to prepare, and I did the best I could under circumstances. We had meetings on June the 8th, and I think it was the 29th. I'm doing this from my head, so if I make mistakes, excuse me. We had overrun people. First time, we had so many people speaking from both races for Sunday voting and keeping all the sites open. The second time we had, fire marshal had to come because there were so many people there concerned about taking away Sunday voting and the Fairbrook site. So I'm here to represent the people that have entrusted me to talk for their concerns. That's what I'm just saying. And plus, we have emails that show that, and the news reporter, that's our local news reporter, reported way before we started discussing the plans. It was already put in motion to get rid of all the ones except at the Board of Elections. But when we had such an uproar, they changed it to the situation now. And if you would look, I think that's in your package where the conversations between someone from the staff up here and our chair, it looks mighty fishy to me. And you just look, and we also have an email from the office of Fair Bluff, the office of the mayor of Fair Bluff. No problems with opening that site. They are willing and to have voting there, and it causes no problems. Thank you.
Do you have any questions?